I want to start from a 30,000-foot view, and just try to see if we can be amazed at this. God, the creator, became a zygote, fetus, baby. Uh, in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, St. Paul talks about the scandal of the cross, which is a stumbling block for the Jews and foolishness to the Greeks. And I was thinking about the scandal of the manger. And I was reminded of St. Augustine's Augustine. I'm living in Florida now, so I go. St. Augustine's words. He says, "He whom the heavens cannot contain, the womb of one woman bore. She ruled our ruler. She carried him in whom we are. She gave milk to our bread." Can you just speak to that to try to maybe re-amaze us that
Yeah.
God became man and why?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because it's not just the scandal of the cross that St. Paul speaks of in 1 Corinthians 1 and 2. It's also the scandal of the incarnation, that God becomes man, that God becomes a zygote, that God becomes an embryo, a newborn child, God in the manger, you know. And I can hear my Christian friends saying, "So, what's the problem?" You know. And I would suggest that they ought to go on a pilgrimage to the Holy Land and maybe stop by Bethlehem because you're surrounded by Jews and Muslims. And if you're just wondering, you know, what's the scandal of God becoming flesh, God becoming a baby in the womb of the Blessed Virgin? You know, look at it through their eyes because the idea that Allah, you know, we're not even made in his image and likeness according to Islam. And we need to be faithful and accurate in identifying what we share in common and where we differ. Jews, of course, recognize that we are made in the image of God. But at the same time, the idea that God would become man, oh, my goodness, you know, he's too immense. And I think what we have to do is begin the process of rethinking what we mean by immensity.